The year is 1900. Imagine walking down the bustling streets of New York City, only to see that nearly half of the vehicles gliding by are electric. Yes, electric. This isn't some futuristic dream, but a reality that has been meticulously erased from your textbooks. The Electric Vehicle Company, the largest automaker of its time, had an astonishing fleet of silent, non-polluting electric taxis dominating the roads. But in a twist worthy of the most cunning detective novels, by 1920, these vehicles vanished without a trace. You've been led to believe that gasoline cars naturally surpassed them, but don't you dare swallow that lie. The truth is far murkier and riddled with deceit, where vested interests played a game of power and manipulation, ensuring the electric revolution was stopped dead in its tracks. Buried beneath layers of forgotten archives lies a damning piece of evidence: the patent records from 1899 to 1905. These documents, painstakingly filed by inventors like Thomas Edison and Anthony Electric, reveal the cutting-edge technology behind electric cars that defy the physics of their time. Imagine a battery capable of powering a vehicle for 100 miles on a single charge, a feat modern electric cars struggle to match. Yet, these patents were quietly retracted, with the U.S. Patent Office citing clerical errors as the reason. The names of the original filers were replaced with those of oil magnates, who had no business in the electric realm. This is no mistake. It's a deliberate act of erasure, a theft of innovation by the very institutions sworn to protect it. The whisper of electric motors was silenced by the roar of gasoline engines, not by public demand, but by a conspiracy of silence. The ripple effects of this grand deception extend far beyond the United States. In the early 1900s, the streets of London were alive with electric buses, known as the Electromote. These marvels of engineering, capable of silent and swift transport across the city, were abruptly decommissioned. Official records cite maintenance costs, yet behind closed doors, the British government had been heavily courted by petroleum lobbyists. Meanwhile, in Paris, electric taxis mysteriously disappeared from the streets almost overnight, replaced by noisy, smoke-belching gasoline models. The French automobile clubs, once champions of electric innovation, fell silent, their voices drowned out by the clinking of oil-stained coins. This was not a local phenomenon, but a global orchestrated campaign to quash the electric dream. The pattern is clear: a methodical, well-funded effort to bury electric vehicles beneath a tide of gasoline. The evidence piles up, presenting an unassailable verdict. The disappearance of electric cars was no accident. It was an execution, a sinister alliance between oil barons, automotive giants, and government officials orchestrated this technological assassination. Witnesses like Clara Ford, who documented her husband Henry Ford's secretive meetings with oil executives, describe a web of intrigue and betrayal. Ford's own Model T, hailed as a triumph of mass production, was initially designed to accommodate an electric powertrain. Yet, under pressure, he pivoted to gasoline, a decision shrouded in secrecy. Even the media played its part, with newspapers suddenly shifting their narrative, labeling electric cars as obsolete, despite evidence to the contrary. One fact stands undeniable: follow the money, and you'll find the hand that turned the key in the electric car's coffin. As you sit here today, pondering the automotive landscape, one haunting question lingers: who truly wrote the history we accept as fact? This isn't just about cars. It's about the narratives fed to you, the truths hidden in plain sight. For decades, you've been told a story crafted by those with power to shape reality. The electric car was not a failure. It was murdered, its corpse buried beneath layers of propaganda and greed. Look into the eyes of those who benefited, and you'll see the architects of your ignorance. Before you leave, search for the Edison electric car conspiracy and discover the staggering depth of deception. But be warned, once you uncover this truth, you'll never look at history the same way again. Remember, the past is a shadow, and sometimes the darkness is cast deliberately. Imagine the year 1898 in New York City, where a groundbreaking event unfolded to the shock of onlookers. The electric vehicle exhibition at Madison Square Garden showcased marvels of technology like the Columbia Electric Phaeton, a car that could travel 50 miles on a single charge, a distance that was unthinkable at the time. The New York Times heralded it as the dawn of a new era. Yet, the very records of this event were later expunged from public archives, an erasure as thorough as it was mysterious. Who had the power to make history vanish so completely? Look no further than the automotive industry titans, who saw their future in the combustion engine. They were the gatekeepers, deciding what technologies would see the light of day and which would be relegated to the shadows. Their motives were not innovation but control, ensuring that the electric marvels of the day would be forgotten. In the heart of the Industrial Revolution, 1901 marked the year when the electric car reached peak popularity. The Baker Electric, a luxurious vehicle with a range of 80 miles per charge, was the pride of Cleveland, Ohio. Its silent operation and easy handling made it the darling of the elite. Enter Thomas Edison, who developed an advanced nickel-iron battery, promising an even greater range and faster charging times. Yet, before these innovations could revolutionize transport, the narrative changed. Edison's laboratory was infiltrated, key blueprints vanished, and his closest aides were offered handsome sums to walk away. This wasn't mere corporate rivalry. It was an orchestrated attack by oil interests who understood that control of energy was control of the future. The Baker Electric, once a symbol of hope, was reduced to a footnote, as if it had never been the pinnacle of automotive technology. Consider the year 1905 when a peculiar incident shook the automotive world in Detroit. Charles Proteus Steinmetz, the genius electrical engineer, demonstrated a battery-powered vehicle that defied conventional understanding. Witnesses claimed it could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in mere seconds, an impossibility for the time. The demonstration was abruptly halted, and Steinmetz was summoned to a private meeting with automotive moguls. Following this encounter, he abandoned his automotive pursuits entirely, shifting focus to less controversial projects. The technical specifications of his vehicle were never published, and no prototypes survived the mysterious fire that consumed his workshop. The message was clear: innovation was welcome only when it aligned with certain interests. The impossible speed of Steinmetz's car, a glimpse into what could have been, was buried under a conspiracy of silence and sabotage. Look to Chicago in 1910, where the electric car was not just a novelty but an essential part of the urban landscape. The Chicago Edison Company operated an entire fleet of electric delivery trucks, praised for their reliability and efficiency. Yet, the company's executives faced mounting pressure from investors tied to oil refineries. The trucks were gradually phased out, citing a lack of spare parts, a strange claim given their robust design and local manufacturing. What followed was a deliberate campaign of misinformation, portraying electric vehicles as impractical for commercial use. The public, fed a steady diet of half-truths, accepted the narrative without question. Behind closed doors, contracts with gasoline suppliers were quietly signed, ensuring the electric fleet would never return. It was a masterstroke of manipulation, reinforcing the gasoline paradigm while burying the electric alternative beneath layers of orchestrated obsolescence. By 1918, the electric car was a whisper of its former self, its legacy obscured by the relentless march of gasoline. The final nail in the coffin was the mysterious disappearance of the Detroit Electric Archives. These records detailed the production of over 13,000 electric cars and held secrets of advanced battery technologies. Former employees reported seeing strange men, reportedly government officials, confiscating documents and dismantling machinery. The company's president, Clara Ford, was pressured into selling the remaining assets to a conglomerate with ties to petroleum interests. The archives were never recovered, and the Detroit Electric was reduced to a collection of rumors and ghost stories. the electric car was not outcompeted. It was systematically dismantled, its innovations locked away in vaults of secrecy. The future that once shimmered with electric potential was rewritten, leaving behind a legacy of questions and what-ifs. In the chill of 1903, the streets of Boston were alive with the hum of electric-powered public transportation. The Boston Electric Street Railway, an ambitious project, promised to revolutionize urban transit with its fleet of electric trams. These trams were not only efficient but also equipped with regenerative braking systems, a technology decades ahead of its time. But the railway faced relentless opposition from an unlikely foe, the coal industry, which saw electrified transit as a threat to its monopoly on heating and industrial power. Through a campaign of sabotage and intimidation, key components were stolen or damaged, and engineers were harassed into leaving the project. The once promising network was dismantled piece by piece, its technology labeled as unreliable and its potential left unrealized. The electric trams, a vision of clean urban transport, were systematically erased from Boston's streets, ensuring that coal remained king. 1912 witnessed a peculiar partnership in Philadelphia that defied the norms of the era. The Wanamaker department store, in collaboration with the Edison Illuminating Company, introduced electric delivery vans. These vehicles, with their smooth operation and zero emissions, were celebrated as a marvel of modern logistics. However, this success drew the ire of local gasoline suppliers, who began to spread rumors of battery fires and unpredictable performance. Mysterious fires did indeed occur, burning several vans to the ground without a clear cause. Investigations were inconclusive, but many suspected foul play. The once promising fleet was abandoned, and contracts were quietly shifted to gasoline-powered alternatives. The electric vans, once a symbol of progress, were reduced to ash, their potential stifled by a campaign of fear and misinformation. The gasoline suppliers had won, ensuring that their narrative of dominance remained unchallenged. In the shadows of 1915, a darker tale unfolded in San Francisco. The electric car manufacturer Fritzl Electric had gained a reputation for building vehicles with unmatched range and durability. Their secret lay in a unique battery composition that allowed for extended travel and rapid charging. But as word of this breakthrough spread, so did the interest of industrial spies. The Fritzl factory was plagued by a series of break-ins, and critical schematics were stolen. The company struggled to maintain production as financial backers withdrew under mysterious circumstances. Within a year, Fritzl Electric declared bankruptcy, and its assets were auctioned off to competitors with ties to gasoline interests. The vehicles, once a beacon of innovation, became relics of a forgotten future, victims of a calculated plot to stifle competition and control the narrative of automotive progress. Washington, D.C., 1917. A city bustling with political maneuvering and secret agreements. Among the corridors of power, a clandestine meeting took place between oil barons and key government officials. The agenda was clear: to suppress the burgeoning electric vehicle market and ensure the nation's infrastructure favored gasoline. Detailed plans were laid out to influence legislation, implement restrictive tariffs on electric vehicle components, and flood the market with cheaper gasoline cars. The once vibrant electric car market began to wither under the weight of these manufactured obstacles. The government, complicit in this scheme, enacted policies that favored gasoline infrastructure, cementing the dominance of the combustion engine. This secret alliance ensured that the electric vehicle was not seen as a viable alternative, but rather as an impractical novelty. The future was rigged, and the electric revolution was smothered in its cradle by those in positions of power. By 1920, an eerie silence had fallen over the electric vehicle industry. The once promising technologies were relegated to dusty corners of forgotten workshops, and the pioneers of the electric age had either died, disappeared, or been bought out. The electric cars that had once roamed the streets were now ghosts, their innovations buried beneath the relentless march of gasoline. The narrative was complete. Gasoline was king, and electric vehicles were a faded dream. Yet, in the margins of history, whispers of what could have been still linger. A few surviving electric cars, hidden away in private collections, stand as testament to a past that could have shaped a very different future. These artifacts, relics of a lost era, continue to spark curiosity and questions. Who wrote the history we know, and why was the promise of electric vehicles extinguished so completely? Let's venture to 1907 in the bustling heart of Detroit, where a brilliant inventor named Louis K. Dahlberg was rewriting the rules of automotive engineering. His creation, the Dahlberg Electric, was a streamlined marvel of efficiency and design, capable of reaching speeds that challenged the best gasoline vehicles of the time. Dahlberg's workshop was a hub of innovation, where electric motors were refined to perfection and battery technology was pushed to new limits. Yet, his success attracted unwanted attention. Industrial spies, believed to be acting on behalf of gasoline competitors, infiltrated his operation, stealing crucial blueprints and sabotaging production lines. Legal battles ensued, draining Dahlberg's resources and forcing him into obscurity. His once promising electric cars disappeared, not because of technological inferiority, but due to a calculated campaign to erase competition. The Dahlberg Electric became a footnote, a victim of industrial espionage and the ruthless suppression of innovation. In the serene setting of 1910 San Francisco, a visionary named Oliver Fritschel was quietly making waves in the electric vehicle industry. His vehicles were renowned for their durability and range, boasting a remarkable 100-mile travel capability on a single charge. The Fritschel Electric was celebrated in tech-savvy circles, with its sleek design and silent operation drawing admiration. However, behind the scenes, oil companies were plotting their downfall. They orchestrated a smear campaign, fabricating stories of battery failures and inflated costs. The media, under the influence of advertising dollars, amplified these lies, swaying public opinion. Fritschel's sales plummeted, and his investors withdrew, leaving him bankrupt. The electric cars that had once symbolized technological prowess were cast aside, casualties of a coordinated effort to maintain oil supremacy. The Fritschel Electric, once a beacon of innovation, was buried under a mountain of deceit and misinformation. The year 1914 saw the emergence of the Anderson Electric Car Company in Toledo, Ohio, a promising venture that sought to make electric cars accessible to the masses. Their flagship model, the Anderson Coupe, was a compact wonder of engineering, designed for urban life with a practical range and ease of use. Enthusiasts praised its simplicity and reliability, and demand surged. Yet, within the corridors of power, plans were being hatched to derail their success. City planners, under pressure from the oil industry, delayed the installation of necessary charging infrastructure, citing bureaucratic red tape. The public, unable to conveniently charge their vehicles, turned to gasoline alternatives. The Anderson Electric, despite its potential, was sidelined by systemic sabotage. The delay tactics were effective, ensuring that the gasoline engine remained the dominant force. The Anderson Electric faded into obscurity, another victim of the relentless campaign to stifle electric progress. In 1916, the electric car community was abuzz with the achievements of the Detroit Electric Company. Their vehicles, beloved for their elegance and reliability, had even captured the attention of luminaries such as Thomas Edison and Clara Ford. With their endorsement, the Detroit Electric seemed destined for greatness. However, the company faced unexpected financial hurdles. Bankers with significant investments in oil suddenly called in loans, crippling the company's cash flow. The timing was no coincidence, as competing gasoline car manufacturers prepared to release new models. The financial squeeze forced Detroit Electric to scale back production and lay off skilled workers. The company, once a symbol of electric innovation, was reduced to a shadow of its former self. the electric car market contracted further, with gasoline vehicles filling the void. The deliberate financial manipulation ensured that electric cars remained a relic of the past, their potential buried by those who controlled the purse strings. By 1919, the final chapter in the electric car saga was being written in the factories of Chicago. The Chicago Electric Vehicle Company had been a beacon of hope for the industry, producing cars that were both affordable and efficient. Their latest model promised to revolutionize urban transport with features unheard of at the time, such as interchangeable batteries and onboard charging. Yet, just as production was ramping up, a devastating fire engulfed their primary manufacturing plant. The cause was never officially determined, but whispers of sabotage circulated among the workers. Insurance claims were denied under suspicious circumstances, leaving the company financially ruined. The Chicago Electric Vehicle Company, once a promising player in the electric renaissance, was forced to close its doors. The fire, whether accidental or intentional, marked the end of an era. The electric car, a dream deferred, was buried under the ashes of ambition and intrigue. As we delve into the mystery of the electric car's disappearance by 1920, we must confront a chilling reality: the orchestrated suppression of technological advancement. In 1909, a confidential meeting took place at the exclusive Jekyll Island Club, where influential figures from finance, oil, and automobile industries convened. The agenda was clear: to ensure the dominance of gasoline vehicles and marginalize electric innovations. Documents later uncovered reveal that agreements were made to limit funding to electric startups and monopolize raw materials essential for battery production. This clandestine assembly effectively dictated the direction of the automotive industry for decades. The men in that room controlled the narrative, deciding what technologies would thrive and which would wither. The electric car, with its potential to transform transportation, was sacrificed on the altar of profit and control. The legacy of this meeting echoes through history, a testament to the power of those who write the rules. The year 1911 saw a peculiar development in the form of the Electric Carriage and Wagon Company, based in Rochester, New York. This company was at the forefront of electric vehicle innovation, boasting a fleet of electric delivery trucks and personal vehicles that were the envy of their gasoline counterparts. However, just as their technology began gaining traction, the company faced a sudden and inexplicable spike in production costs. Key suppliers, under pressure from oil-backed competitors, raised prices on essential materials, and crucial contracts were abruptly terminated. Despite the company's best efforts to adapt, the financial strain proved insurmountable. The Electric Carriage and Wagon Company was forced into bankruptcy, and its assets were sold off to gasoline interests. This calculated economic warfare ensured that electric vehicles would remain a novelty, their potential stifled by a relentless campaign of industrial sabotage and economic manipulation. In the shadows of 1913, the electric vehicle industry witnessed a peculiar legal battle that would have far-reaching consequences. A patent dispute erupted over the use of advanced battery technology, with claims that the innovations infringed upon older, obscure patents owned by companies with ties to the oil industry. The case, shrouded in legal complexity, dragged on for years, draining resources from electric vehicle manufacturers and stalling development. The courtroom became a battleground where technicalities were exploited to stifle progress. The verdict, heavily influenced by powerful corporate interests, favored the oil-backed entities, effectively halting the advancement of electric vehicle technology. The legal system, manipulated by those with deep pockets, became an instrument of suppression. The potential for groundbreaking electrical innovations was buried under a mountain of red tape, ensuring that the electric vehicle would not challenge the status quo. By 1918, the electric vehicle's decline was nearly complete, yet one last gasp of innovation emerged in the form of the Milwaukee Electric Car Company. Their vehicles boasted revolutionary features, including regenerative braking and solar charging panels. These cars were poised to redefine the future of transportation. However, the company was met with fierce resistance from entrenched automotive interests. Key engineers were poached by gasoline competitors, and mysterious accidents plagued their production facilities. The final blow came when financial institutions, heavily invested in oil, denied the company critical loans needed for expansion. The Milwaukee Electric Car Company was forced into liquidation, and its groundbreaking prototypes were quietly shelved. The electric vehicle, once a shining beacon of innovation, was extinguished by the very forces that had vowed to protect industrial progress. The promise of a cleaner, more efficient future was sacrificed, leaving behind a legacy of what might have been. As the clock struck midnight on December 31, 1919, the world unknowingly bid farewell to an era of electric innovation that had been systematically dismantled. The electric car, once a symbol of progress and possibility, lay dormant, overshadowed by the roar of gasoline engines. The reasons for its disappearance were not technological but political, driven by the machinations of those who stood to profit from oil. As we look back, we must ask ourselves, who truly writes the history we accept as fact? The electric car was not a failure. It was a victim of a calculated campaign to control the future of transportation. The shadows of those decisions linger, reminding us that the past is written by those who control the narrative. As you ponder these truths, remember, the story of the electric car is a cautionary tale of power, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of control. Amidst the grandeur of the 1910s, one cannot overlook the International Electric Vehicle Exhibition of 1915 in Chicago, a spectacle that brought together the greatest minds in electric innovation. Attendees marveled at inventions such as the Silent Night, a vehicle that boasted an unheard of 120-mile range and virtually noiseless operation. Yet, like so many others, this event was overshadowed by forces determined to maintain the gasoline status quo. Reports emerged of key exhibitors facing sudden visa issues, preventing foreign innovators from showcasing their work. Mysterious power outages plagued the exhibition, leaving sections of it in darkness. Controversially, the press coverage was minimal, focusing instead on exaggerating the viability of gasoline cars. The Silent Night, along with many other pioneering models, faded into obscurity as their creators faced insurmountable obstacles. Thus, the exhibition, once a beacon of hope, became a microcosm of the relentless struggle against the electric car's promising future. In 1916, the electric vehicle industry saw a glimmer of hope through the efforts of the innovative Electrobat company in Philadelphia. Their cars were compact and practical, designed specifically for urban environments with a focus on sustainability. However, the company's rise was abruptly halted by a series of bizarre occurrences. Factory workers reported feeling watched, and key engineers began to receive anonymous threats warning them to cease their work. As if on cue, the factory suffered a catastrophic flood following a sudden and unprecedented storm, leading to significant production delays. Insurance claims were denied on technicalities, leaving the company in dire financial straits. The Electrobat, once poised to revolutionize city transportation, was left to rust. It became apparent that nature was not the only force conspiring against them. The orchestrated sabotage ensured that the Electrobat's innovative approach would remain a footnote in the annals of automotive history. In the heart of New York City, 1917, the electric taxi service initiated by the Electric Vehicle Company was experiencing unprecedented success. Their vehicles offered a quiet, clean alternative to the noisy, polluting gasoline cabs. However, the company soon found itself embroiled in legal battles over alleged patent infringements, orchestrated by a conglomerate of gasoline cab companies. These legal skirmishes drained the company's resources and distracted from their mission. At the same time, city officials, suspected of being in the pockets of gasoline interests, suddenly imposed new, stringent regulations on electric taxis, citing safety concerns that were never substantiated. The combination of these pressures forced the company to cease operations, and the electric taxis vanished from the streets. The orchestrated legal and regulatory assault served to clear the path for gasoline vehicles, ensuring that the electric taxi, a glimpse into a cleaner urban future, was silenced. 1918 saw a dramatic turn in Los Angeles, where the burgeoning film industry had embraced electric cars for their quiet operation and minimal emissions. Ideal for on-set use, the Hollywood Electric Car Company catered specifically to this niche market, providing elegant vehicles for stars and directors alike. However, as the company gained prominence, they became the target of a smear campaign. Rumors spread about their cars' reliability and performance, despite their proven track record. Key clients were approached by representatives of gasoline car manufacturers, offering exclusive deals and incentives to switch allegiances. The pressure was relentless, and one by one, Hollywood studios returned to gasoline vehicles. The Hollywood Electric Car Company, unable to withstand the combined assault of rumor and economic pressure, was forced to close its doors. The electric car, once a silent star of the silver screen, was replaced by the roar of gasoline engines. As the dust settled on the electric vehicle industry in 1920, a final, chilling revelation emerged from the archives of history. A series of confidential memos from the Department of the Interior, dated from 1910 to 1920, revealed a deliberate strategy to prioritize oil extraction and gasoline infrastructure over electric alternatives. This included suppressing reports and research that demonstrated the viability and benefits of electric vehicles. The documents, unearthed by a diligent historian, painted a damning picture of governmental complicity in the suppression of electric cars. These memos highlighted the influence of oil lobbyists who secured favorable policies and funding, ensuring that gasoline would remain the energy source of choice. The electric vehicle, a casualty of a century-long conspiracy, was buried by those who wielded power not for progress, but for control. The whispers of these memos echo through time, challenging us to question the narratives we have been fed.